friends. So today what we are going to do is we are going to do some color mixing. Okay, so let's see the supplies that we need for this. We need paper, the other half of the paper that we used last week. We need watercolors. We need a marker. Maybe you guys will be using a black crayon. Okay, a black crayon. I'm going to use a black marker. Okay, so or maybe I'll use the black crayon along with you guys. So let's see how we do this lesson. So first what we're going to do is let's do the drawing first, and then we'll talk about the color mixing. We are going to draw a pumpkin, right? So first let's put the paper in the portrait style. This is how we usually put the paper when you are drawing a portrait, because just one person, when you're drawing just a person, you put the paper this way. When you need to draw something like a lot of stuff, you place the paper sideways in the landscape style. Because we are just drawing one pumpkin, I think this way, the portrait style would be a good way to place the paper. Okay, so you have the paper placed, right? Now what we're going to do is I'm going to leave 3 finger space or maybe 4 finger space on the bottom, and then I'm going to make a line here. Okay, maybe a curvy line like this, a smile. Do you guys see the smile? And now I'm going to make just in straight above another. This is like this is how you draw the mouth when you're drawing a sad person, right? Upside down. Or you can draw a small rainbow. We can call it a rainbow. Okay, and then next we are going to connect these two. You guys know how to make the letter C? Does it look like C now? Yeah. Now I'm going to make a backward C on this side. Now what do we have? We have a oval shape, right? So that is the one segment of the pumpkin. So now I'm going to make a C this way. Okay, it should start from here, and then I'm going to make a C. See that? Now a backward C. Got it? Now we need to draw the stem. Okay, maybe I think I have more space over here, so maybe I'm going to turn this paper. You guys don't have to do that. I'm going to put the stem on this side. Okay, so I'm going to make C again, a small C this time, another C like that, and then connect these two. Okay, so we have the pumpkin. Now now the pumpkin looks like it is not sitting on anything. It's like floating, right? So we are going to make it look like it's sitting on the grass. So I'm going to just draw some lines like that, going up and down like this. Okay, and then maybe here. Okay, and then on either side I'm going to make some zigzag lines, go up and down. But did I draw the lines on the pumpkin? No, we are not going to draw the lines on the pumpkin. Now we are going to draw a moon in the distance. Okay, so the moon is up in the sky so far away, so the moon looks like a small penny size. You can draw a circle. So I'm going to draw a penny size circle up here. Okay, then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take yellow and then maybe make some dots like that I don't know whether you can see the dots that I'm making. These are the stars in the sky. It's nighttime that we are drawing, right? So stars. And then I'm going to color inside the moon with yellow. Okay, maybe now after that I'm going to make some lines lightly around this like that. It's like the halo. These lines I'm making circles around this black circle. So halo is the shine that you see around the moon. We want to make it look like your moon is shining. So same thing, what you're going to do is you're going to take white and you're going to make a shine around your yellow things that you made for the stars. Okay, you won't be able to see right now, but when we after this we are going to paint, so then you'll be able to see. Okay, got it? So we are done using the the crayon. Maybe we can draw the tendrils like this, loopy lines like that on the stem. If you want, you can go ahead and do that. Okay. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to color the stem also brown with the crayon. Okay, so now let's put this away, and then we are going to color this. Okay, so when we're coloring this, you guys would have got a palette like this, right? My palette is still wet, so I'm not using this one. I'm using another one. Okay, so these both looks the same, but just the brush is a little bit different in this one, the color of the brush. That's all. So what we're going to do now is we are just going to use red, yellow and blue to color the pumpkin. So the color of the pumpkin is what? Orange, right? But we are not using orange here. We are just using red, yellow and blue. So let's see how we can make orange from these colors that I said. So red, yellow, orange, only those colors we are using. I'm going to take some yellow. Okay, so these colors, these three colors, red, yellow and blue, they are called the primary colors. Primary colors are the colors that you need. That's the only colors that you need to make all the other colors in the rainbow. So let's see if we can make the other colors that we need today from just red, yellow and blue. Okay, so I'm just going to so see, these are dry. These colors are dry. Even if you wipe it right now, it won't get on your fingers. So we need to wake these colors up. Okay, so these colors are sleeping right now. So how are we going to wake it up? So what we'll do is we are going to add 2 drops of water. Can you see how I'm adding the water? 2 drops of water to these. So only red, yellow and blue. Okay, only the other colors we are not adding water right now. And then what I'm going to do is still the color is not wide awake, so I'm going to tickle these colors. Oh, before that, let me show you guys how to use a brush. I forgot that you guys are in kindergarten. So this is a brush. Let me show you the parts of the brush. This part, you guys have a different brush. Let me show you on that brush. So this is the brush, right? So this is the part with which we paint. This is the part that has the hair. Okay, and this part is called the handle of the brush. And what do you think happens here? It's on the handle that you will put your hands. Your fingers go on the handle. This part, we call it the danger part. Okay, actually that's not the name of the part, but we call it the danger zone. Why? Because can you guys guess why it's called the danger zone? What is so dangerous about this part? If you place your fingers on this danger part, what will happen is when you're painting, your fingers are too close to the brush and you'll get paint on your fingers. So you don't want that to happen. So you should always remember to place your fingers on the handle, just above the metal part, okay, or the danger zone. And how are we going to hold our brush? Are we going to hold the brush this way to paint? Do you think it will be a good idea to paint like this? No, this is not the way you will hold the brush. Do you think holding the brush this way will help? This way you can brush your teeth this way when you hold your toothbrush, but not this brush, okay? So what you should do, the best way to hold your brush would be how you hold your pencil. So if you, this is how you hold your pencil, right? With 3 fingers like this. So that is how you should be holding your brush. But you see, keep in mind that you don't put your fingers on the metal part, the danger part above this here, okay? So now you know how to hold the brush. And then another thing you need to do is always see that the hair part doesn't get messy. This Mr. Brush doesn't like messy hair. If you mess up his hair, he will not paint for you properly because he'll get angry and he's not going to paint for you. So you don't want to make Mr. Brush mad. You want to be friends with him. So don't mess up your friend Mr. Brush's hair, okay? So how will you do that? If you are painting, like pushing too hard, the brush gets messy. If you play with it while you're watching the video, like you're just having your play with the hair part of the brush, that will also make it messy. And then this Mr. Brush is going to be super angry and he'll not paint well, okay? So let's leave this part alone, okay? Now, we already put the water here, right guys? So I'm going to see where I'm putting my fingers? Above the metal part. I'm using this brush so you can see really well, okay? And then what I'm going to do now is this paint is still sleeping, so I'm going to tickle it. I'm going to swirl. So when I'm swirling, I'm keeping in mind that I'm swirling only inside this. I don't want the paint to get outside. Okay, swirl. Swirl, keep on swirling. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put the paint here. Take a little bit of paint here. Little bit more. So I just put all the water that I put here, like 2 drops of water, I took it out and put it here. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to wash my brush. So when I'm washing the brush, what I do is I'm not doing any stabbing motion. I'm just doing sweeping. I'm like sweeping the floor of the water container. Okay. Have you guys ever used a broom to sweep a floor? So let me show you. So suppose this is the floor of the water container. So you should be going up and down like this. If your brush is not touching the floor, what will happen? If you are sweeping and if the broom is not touching the floor, will you be able to remove the dirt? No. So just like that, if the head of the brush is not touching the floor of the container, you won't be able to remove the dirt or the color from the the brush. Okay, so I'm wiping. You need a paper towel also. If you don't have a paper towel, use a rag piece of cloth. Okay, I'm just going to tickle red. Okay, red is a very strong color, so I just need a little bit of red. And let's see what happens when we mix red and yellow together over here. What color did we get right now? Orange, right? So just using these two colors, we got this color. So I'm going to use the color that I made just now, and I'm going to color inside the pumpkin. So when I'm coloring, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a fence like this, and then color. So if your brush is dry, that means it needs a drink of water. So either you dip it lightly in the water, or you just need to take more water. Not water, more paint. Okay? Don't make the brush feel thirsty. See, now the brush is thirsty and it is not painting well. I'm just dipping in water first and then taking more paint and then painting it. So one section is done. Try to paint in the same direction. Now I'm going to dip in water once and then take more paint. See that? Now again dip in water, more paint. I'm going to use up all this orange that I made. I don't want to waste any of the orange. If you guys ran out of orange, if you have took all like 3 drops of yellow, you would have enough of orange. Or you can just see. But putting too much water on the paper, what will happen is it will make the paper super wet and it's going to rip your paper. Okay, so we are done painting the pumpkin orange. Okay, so I'm going to wash my brush. I'm going to clean the palette here because I'm going to make another color now. Okay, so I'm going to dip my brush again in water. So I'm going to tickle this blue. I'm going to take a scoop, like a lot of blue. And I'm going to make purple. What other color should I use to make purple? Can you guys guess and tell me what color I should be using to make purple? Did you guys say red? So I'm washing before I'm like dipping in red. Okay, so sweep on the floor, and I'm not stabbing. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Wipe, maybe sweep one more time. Wipe on the rim. Wipe on the paper towel. Swirl in red one time and then swirl in blue. Now can you see the color that we got? Let me paint and show you. What color is it? It is, maybe I'll add a little bit more of red. See, each time I'm taking this color, I'm washing my brush before I put my brush in there because I don't want the blue to get in the red. So now it is nice and purple. So I'm just going to paint from side to side. And see that my brush is getting dry. I'm dipping in water and then I'm painting. Water, dip in paint. See, what's happening here is we have used crayon to color the moon, right? Because crayons are made with wax. Wax is like oil, right? Oil, have you guys like when you mix oil and water together, does oil and water mix well? No, right? So that is what is happening here. The oil or the wax is pushing the water away, and you can see what you do with the crayon over here. And once you're done painting an area, don't go back and put more paint, because the paper is going to be super wet and it's going to rip. Okay, so now I'm just making a line, a fence like that, a fence around here, because I don't want to get into the pumpkin. I'm making a fence again, and then I'm going to paint. When my brush is dry, I'm dipping in the water, giving him a little drink of water, and then I'm dipping in the paint, and then I'm going to paint. Can you see what we did with the sky? So there is some more paint here left, so maybe I'll just fill in all the areas that I missed. And remember to paint only in the same direction. So each time when your brush is, you're done using the brush for painting something, you are going to wash your brush. Sweep, sweep, sweep the floor of the container. Wipe on the rim and wipe it on the paper towel or the rag piece of cloth you have. Okay, I'm going to clean this area with the paper towel cloth. Now we are going to make the third color. This is clean, okay, because it was white. That red is not washing off. So wash your brush well, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take add a little bit more of water to, maybe I should get some fresh water, because the water is turning blue. I don't want the blue water to get in my yellow paint. Okay, so let me change the water. So if your water was dirty, you too can change the water and get some fresh water. Okay, so I'm just rinsing my brush one more time, wiping it clean. Okay, and now, oh, before we start painting over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign my name, write my name here and my grade and room number. Okay, so Mrs. J KG room 1. I'm pretending that I'm in room 1. So you guys don't have to pretend. You guys are going to write whatever room number you are in. I'm going to write that. So now I'm going to take some more water and put in yellow. One more drop of yellow. One more drop. I'm going to put 2 drops of water in blue. Okay, and then excuse me, you're going to swirl your brush in yellow. See that you are not swirling it super fast. If you do something super fast, the color is going to get outside. I'm going to take 1 drop of water, yellow, another drop, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to wash my brush, wipe it on the paper towel, swirl in blue. I'm just taking 1 blue and then mix. See the color that we got now. What is this color? Green, right? So when you mix yellow and blue together, you get what? You get green. So I'm going to now paint I'm going to start from the bottom. So you may be wondering, why is Mrs. J making us mix colors and come up with new colors when there is already green, orange and purple in the palette? So I want you guys to learn that how to make colors. So even if you don't have colors, you will have colors, right? just going, see here, I'm being really careful when I am near the pumpkin. So I'm making the fence around the pumpkin, and then you can, this is dry, so I need water. I'm almost out of paint, so but I think I'm done. I could somehow finish the whole thing. See? So if you run out of paint and you really need more, all you need to do is take more yellow, take a little bit more of blue, mix it, and you have green, right? So dip in water. The brush is super thirsty, maybe because it's a very warm day. So now we made this whole painting without having orange. We used orange, purple and green to paint this, but did we use those colors to paint it? No, we made those colors and then painted. So what two colors did we use for making orange? Yes, we mixed red and yellow to get orange. And what two colors did we use to make purple? Red and blue, and we got purple, right? And what are the two colors we mixed to get green? Yellow and blue. Good job. So these three colors, red, blue and yellow, are called the primary colors, and the colors that you get by mixing those colors are called the secondary colors, right? So what you are going to do now is you need to wash your brush really well. Sweep the floor of your container, wipe it on the rim, and then you're going to wipe this. So you need to take special care of your things, okay? You need to keep the hair like that, pointy. Now I'm going to put it back where here. If you got any color on this part, you're going to wipe it dry. But now I'm not going to close this because it is still wet. I don't want to close it while it is wet. So I'm going to leave it open for some time to let it dry. And meanwhile, you need to let this painting also dry. The painting is also wet right now, right? So if there is any paint on the table, wipe that clean. And what I want you guys to do is, like last week, I want you guys to take a picture of this, the pumpkin, and email me in my email address that I'll put again at the end of the video. Okay, I hope you guys had some fun painting with me today. So till we meet next time, bye bye.